here today because I am going to reinstall my Relax Romance hair. And the only reason I took the hair out is because it's just too hot right now in Atlanta. So I took the hair out and I've been rocking 12 inches all summer. So now I'm going to reinstall the hair because I want it to go back long. And since I only wore the hair for about 4 weeks, I can reinstall it. So I'm going to show you guys how I install my closure and my U part. And my closure already has the bands on the sides. And I'm going to show you guys how I sew this down on my head. And I'm going to also sew my U part on. So let's get started. I have already trained my part, as you guys can see there. And in the previous video, I showed you guys me plucking my hairs. So the first thing I'm going to do, if you haven't already, sew your bands to your sides. This is what I did. I sewed an elastic band to each side, and I'm going to use these to make my closure melt into my skin. And I also have sewed a piece of flesh colored stocking up under here to make the part look a little more natural. But I'm also going to add some concealer because I didn't bleach my knots. The first thing I'm going to do is line my part on my closure up with my natural part on my hair. So I'm going to line it up. And this is just so you can get the proper placement for your closure. So yes, this is where I want my closure to be. So I'm going to pin it down so that it can stay in place. And I'm going to pin it on each side. That way when I'm sewing, it won't move too much. Okay, so I got it lined up with my part. Now, for the rest of the hair, so that I can make it easier and I'll be able to see what I'm doing while I'm sewing, I'm going to pull it up and use a scrunchie. I'm going to use this scrunchie to hold the hair up so that it will stay out of my way while I'm sewing. Okay, closure is on. My part is lined up. You guys can't see it right now because I got this little piece of hair in the front. But right now I'm going to start sewing. And since I don't have a tripod, this is kind of hard. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the very back of the closure. And I'm going to start sewing down. Now, like I mentioned before, I have these straps on the side. And when I get to the front of the closure, I'm going to pull these straps and sew them as I'm pulling to make the closure melt into my scalp. So I'm just going to start sewing in the back of my closure, and I'm going to come around to each side. Okay, got this one side done. Now what I'm going to do, as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to pull this strap while simultaneously sewing it down. And this is going to help me melt the closure into my scalp. When you guys are doing this, please do not pull it too tight. Pull it as tight as you can stand it, because if you pull it too tight, it's going to really give you a headache. So pull it as tight as you think you can stand it, because don't forget, we're going to go back and we're going to do the other side and pull this way. So you're going to be pulling this way, and it's also going to be sewed. So if you pull it too tight, it's going to give you a headache. But pull it tight enough to where it will make your closure stay down. Okay, got the first side down. Now we are going to move to the other side. Got me a new needle, but I think that other one is going to be too short. And I'm going to feel my closure in the back to see where I started so that I can start on this other side and come around to the opposite side. Okay, now I'm back to the front again on the opposite side, and I'm going to do the same thing that I did on the previous side. I'm just going to pull this band and simultaneously sew down at the same time so that my closure can literally melt into my scalp. Okay, ladies, I'm all done. And I'm going to just take this off to show you guys how, like, this method is just, I got this from Tierra Monet, but she does hers with no hair out. But this method, let me show you guys. This is my part. Like, you can, it's literally melting into my scalp. So I'm gonna put this back up, and then I'm gonna take you guys through me sewing the U part on so you guys can see the finished product. Okay, ladies, now I am going to sew my U part on. And this is nothing special. It's the same way you sew any other U part on, except you already have your closure sewed on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually sew the U around my U, like around the U on the closure. I'm going to kind of attach the closure to the U part, if that makes sense, around the U. So I'm just going to put it on my head, just like you would do a regular U part. And I'm sorry my closure is in the way. You guys kind of can't see. And I am going to start sewing just like I would just U part. So Hi ladies, I'm back and this is the finished product. This is how the hair looks after you install your closure and your U part. And all I did was I just flat ironed it and put this little curl in the front. I've been out all day and I just got home, but I wanted to record this really quick so that I can show you guys what the hair looks like after you've done all the steps. And I also want to show you guys the texture a little bit. And this is 2 weeks later. I'm sorry it took so long. This is 2 weeks later, actually. And my hair has started growing out. But you really can't tell because you had the bands taut. So that lets the closure lay flat. And this is 2 weeks later. I usually let it go for about a month. And then I take my hair down and do it again because I have to readjust my closure. So yes, this is the hair. And this is the Relax Romance. I'm going to show you guys the back of it a little bit. I forgot what inch it was. I think it was a 22. I never go longer than 22. So I'm thinking this was a 22. And I just gave it a trim a little bit on the ends. I do that with all my hair. And I'm combing it out so I can give you guys a back shot. And I've been out all day. So this is what the hair looks like. I think this was a 22, but I'm going to say it's a 20 because I trimmed it. And that's it, you guys. Show you the color a little bit. I did lift this hair. I think I mentioned that earlier. I lifted this hair to this color. So this is not the natural color. And I did use bleach. So once again, I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope that this tutorial helped someone. And I want to see some of y'all self-install. So once again, thank you guys for watching. I will have more videos up soon with different hair. So if there's any tutorial that you guys want to see, please let me know. Either inbox me or you can comment below this video. If there's anything that you guys want to see, just please let me know. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Bye.